far too many investors focus only on the front end of their investment journey, chasing tax benefits and short-term performance. Hey, but what happens when it's time to take the money out? The distribution phase can make or break your financial future. Look, the truth is there's no single perfect investment, but you must understand what you own and why you own it. And ignoring the back end of your investment strategy leaves you vulnerable to major financial pitfalls. Look, I'm all about taking risk, but smart retirement planning means balancing those risks with some contractual income, guaranteed, predictable cash flow you can count on. In today's episode, we're going to break down how much of your retirement income should be secure and how much should be growth driven. So stay tuned.
I'm on a mission to help 200,000 practice owners achieve financial freedom. I'm Eric Miller, author of How to Become a Financial Beast. Download my free book today, A Practice Owner's Guide to Personal and Business Wealth You Never Thought Possible.
Okay, welcome back to the Financial Beast podcast. I am your host, Eric Miller, co-owner, chief advisor, Catalogic's Financial Advisors, here with advisor extraordinaire,
Eric.
What's your name again? Oh, there we go. Hey, for those of you guys that do not know us, obviously we are big into the healthcare space. We help healthcare owners achieve financial stability and growth, giving them premier financial advice and guidance. Please check us out at econologicsfinancialadvisors.com. And if you're new or not new to the channel, leave us some kind of a comment, leave us a share, and please subscribe to the channel so that we can have fun doing it and seeing that we're actually, getting more
reaching
people involved in it. So yeah, exactly. So, okay. So then, man, I've been getting some really, really interesting communication from people. Recently. Yeah.
What about?
Some good, some bad. Well,
that's the truth.
I think part of being an advisor is that we always have to deal with other people's opinions on it.
Of course.
And it's, probably the most dangerous thing that happens is that when someone starts to, create some uncertainty in others and another advisor does, which I get, look, I probably can say that we're guilty of it to some degree, right? Because we have a message, and if they're working with somebody that they're working with right now, and, but I don't really do it as like, hey, let's be critical of somebody else. Let's just say, this is our philosophy. Is this aligned with yours? And do you think your life's going to be better in the long run? Right. But one of the things that I think has been being promoted out there, of course, is investment portfolio, investment management, and investment performance. All right. And let's face it, I think when people make decisions on where they're going to put money, okay, they very few of them ever think about the distribution effects.
No, they only think about rate of return, which is important. But
yeah, they think about front. They think about front end. Am I going to get a tax benefit?
Yep.
What's my rate of return?
Yep.
And is my rate of return going to compete with the inflation rate?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That seems to be it. And maybe that's all people need to be thinking about. I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Or we wouldn't be talking about this today.
No. But, it is one of those things where people don't understand what their investments are. That's for sure. No. They don't really know what they own. Most of them don't know even why they own it. Okay. Which is, again, that's the job of an advisor, is to show you like, hey, this is your portfolio here. Okay. This is why you own this thing. All right. Not because it's going to, like, not every one of your investments or your products or whatever it is geared towards, high performance or beating the performance of something else. Yeah. I don't think. Okay. So, and almost nobody thinks about the back end of an investment or a vehicle or something like that. They don't look at that. They could see something that's not performing right now and be completely clueless on the back end benefits of what this thing could provide them in the long run.
Yeah.
Okay. And give up, a ton of money in the back end.
Yep.
Okay. But I don't think a lot of people see that. So let's take some examples of that.
Yeah. Let's give it. Yeah.
Okay. Like, let's take qualified plans, for example.
Yep.
Let's just take the good old fashioned tax deferred qualified plans. Okay.
Yep. You put your money in.
Yep. You put your money in.
You get a nice tax benefit today because you don't have to pay any tax on the amount you put in.
These are 401ks, IRAs, simple IRAs, where
anything
where the contributions tax deferred.
Yep.
Okay. So great, and I got a tax benefit, and now my money's in the stock market, and let's say it's growing. Great. All those things are great.
Yep.
Right. When is it not great?
Well, I mean, obviously, market crashes are no fun. They're part of life. I mean, they're unavoidable. But
I'll take that out of the equation.
Okay, take that out.
Yeah, because you're going to have volatility, and if you're investing in the stock market, you're going to have volatility. You just
of course. So yeah, it's just an expectation.
Yeah.
And this is kind of on a similar note. So maybe it's fair, maybe it's not, but volatility when you're pulling the money out is a completely different world than volatility when you're putting the money in.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. The effects,
you want volatility while you're putting money in.
Yeah.
Right?
That gives you opportunities, yeah.
Well,
volatility can spell opportunity, but
the majority of people are dollar cost averaging into their qualified plans while they're putting money in.
Yeah.
So you actually want the volatility to occur, because when you have the volatility, now you're able to purchase things at a lower price and blah, blah, blah. I think everyone knows the effects of dollar cost averaging. But to your point, you don't want that volatility while you're taking money out.
No, because think of it this way. I'm trying to give an easy example, but let's say you have $100 in an account, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're pulling out your 5% each year, so you're $5, and it goes down 15% this year. So you lost 15, you pulled out 5. So now you're down to $80, right? To get back to even, you need to earn 25% of $80. Mm-hmm. It's not lose or take out 20, earn 20, and I'm good. Climbing the mountain back up is harder.
Mm-hmm. When you have that kind of volatility.
Yep.
Because not only do you have to make up what you lost and you took out as well.
Yep.
From the previous year. And that's why they say that, you have to, the percentage that you can take out at a 4% safe withdrawal rate would likely not allow you to run out of money over a period of time. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Again, I don't know why that's such why that's even considered safe, because you're still in a position where you could run out of money. There's just a probability is lower, but you're still going to eventually tap into your principal.
Yeah.
And draw that down. Okay. Now that's just on the volatility side. Forget the tax implications. Well, no, I'm actually not going to forget the tax implications.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of a big thing to skip,
because that's exactly where you're going to get hit the most on these types of qualified plans. That's it.
You got to pay taxes in the future when you pull it out on every dollar. Full taxes, state, federal, regular income.
Yep. Which again, okay, I totally get. Is that the worst thing in the world?
No, because you didn't pay when it went in.
They're
going to collect eventually.
You guys knew this going into it, so it can't be a surprise. Okay. But don't act like that is the only vehicle, or that's the only strategy that you should have out there, where I go into retirement and my $2 million 401k actually represents only about $1.5 million.
Yeah.
If that. Okay. Because of what my tax rate's going to be on that. So just don't kid yourself into thinking that. Okay. So then, again, like this is where people don't really think about the back end because it's so far away. All right. So let's take another example. All right. Which is a vehicle that is very misunderstood. We've sold it for a long time, but that would be cash value life insurance.
Yep.
Okay. Now, cash value life insurance, permanent insurance, comes in different variations. You have whole life, you have universal life. I'm not going to get into all the particulars of that right now. Okay. It's safe to say that when you put money into a cash value life insurance policy, okay, the expectation of that policy is not for 10 years. It's not for 15 years. It's more of like you have to look at this thing from a 30-year perspective.
Well, the expectation is you're probably you're going to keep the policy till death.
Yes. Yeah, of course. Of course. You're going to keep this policy in force until death. Okay. Now, the cons of this that we see that people are always trying to like somehow compare this. Putting money in a cash value life insurance policy has nothing to do with investing in stocks and bonds.
No.
Okay. It is not the same vehicle. It is not the same performance. It is not designed to match returns of stocks. It's just not. Okay. It is designed to be a storage place of money that is protected from loss in most cases, unless they're variable policies, but let's just take that out of the equation.
Yeah.
Okay. To earn, I guess, what would you say? Maybe a 4 to 6% return at best?
I'd say, 5 to 6, I think is fair.
Okay.
Life insurance usually performs about there.
Yeah. And it's after tax contribution, so you don't get a tax benefit going forward. But you don't also have to pay tax on the earnings.
Nope.
I mean, obviously the benefit would. Okay, we'll get to the benefit right there. All right. So I'm giving you guys just like a basic rundown of how these policies work. Now, the downside of these policies is that the majority of the expenses are absorbed in the first 10 years.
Yes.
That's a big difference between that and a like a regular, mutual fund investment ETF, or you working with a money manager or something.
Yeah. They're expensive in the beginning. It's just
for the first 10 years, they are more expensive than putting money elsewhere. If I did a comparison between I'm putting $40,000 into a market-based investment versus $40,000 in a insurance-based investment, almost every single time, the market-based investment is going to have a higher return after 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Almost inevitably. Okay. But I have more than 10 years. So after 10 years, the expenses of most of those policies, if they are constructed correctly, if they are optimized, which means that, you kind of reduce death benefit and you do, other things to optimize a policy.
Yeah.
All right. Then the policy expenses are going to drop pretty significantly.
Dramatically.
Like almost like 85%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the expenses are going to drop.
Yeah.
Okay. Which now allows it to accumulate and grow more without the expense drag.
Yep.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay. For the next 10 years. All right. So when someone says life insurance is expensive, they're not wrong. For the first 10 years, it is. But if it's properly structured and properly utilized, it isn't as expensive as a managed account in that respect. I'm still not saying it's going to perform the same way, but that's not really what it's designed for.
No.
Okay. To me, it's designed for the back end.
Yep.
Right. Which is when you decide you want to start creating an income source.
Yeah. When you start pulling money out.
Yes. What are the benefits of it at that point?
Well, the single biggest benefit, and you already alluded to this, is you have the ability to pull the money out in a tax-free way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Earnings, everything.
Yeah.
That right there is, saving you probably 30, 35% compared to a 401k, say.
Yeah.
Our
And
first example.
let's even say that that just makes up the difference of what I would have earned in the 401k, that 25 or 30%. Because let's say that the balances are 25% higher in a 401k than they would be in the cash value life insurance policy.
But I think the other huge benefit that gets overlooked is that some life insurance policies have what's called a rider. A rider is like an add-on, right? It's like getting leather seats in a car, right? You added it on. It's a rider.
Yeah.
Anyways, some life insurance policies have what's called a guaranteed lifetime income rider.
Yeah.
Just like it sounds, guarantees you that you'll get that tax-free income stream for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, basically you're guaranteed to get X amount of dollars each year till you die, whether you live to be 85 or 125. And there's going to be some, it may not be much depending on how long you live, but there's going to be some residual death benefit that will still go to your family tax-free.
Yeah. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to set up a strategy in which on the back end, you're able to get guaranteed income for that's guaranteed for the rest of your life. You can never outlive it. And all that money's got to be tax-free. So you can adjust it based upon what your tax rate is to see what that actual return would be at that point in time. Okay. Now, this is not an argument of saying, well, what should I do, one or the other?
No, it's not either or.
Okay. It's never an either or.
Yeah.
It's just proper planning and risk management to say there's nothing wrong if I have these dollars available that I want to ensure that I'm doing these things right now to create a future where I know I have this dependable. I mean, we call it our contractual bucket. Okay. Like I'm really big. Like when you're getting into the quote unquote distribution phase, like I want as many contractual, so to speak, income sources as possible.
Yeah.
Like I'll take real estate. Real estate's a contractual income source, right? You have a lease with renters. Yeah,
you're getting the rental income each month. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting a rental income each month. Okay. Social Security is a contractual income source, isn't it? If you have a cash value life insurance policy, that is a contractual income source. Okay. I would say even an annuity.
An annuity is I mean,
that's what it is. It's a contract. It's a contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I see no reason why you're not trying to build up enough income sources with half of them that are contracts in some way, shape, or form, where I have a contract that I'm going to get this income stream for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, contracts equals security.
Yeah. Okay.
That's simple.
And to me, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is prudent. That is, as a fiduciary, we're told that we have a duty of care and a duty of loyalty to our clients. Okay. And I think that definitely falls under the duty of care.
Yes.
To try to set someone up so that they have, contractual income sources is 100%, I think, falls under, a fiduciary standard. Now things can go wrong in trying to build this, of course, and you can fund it incorrectly. I'm talking about the cash value life insurance policy. And again, I'm not even trying to sell these things. I'm just saying, like, the either or that people have on them, or the comparison that they try to make with them to other types of investments is just dumb.
No, you're not comparing apples to oranges.
It's just dumb. Yeah, you're just not looking at it from the perspective of, okay, this is just another bucket of money I'm trying to carve out for.
I think it's really as simple, it's not simple, but to make it simple, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is life insurance, annuities, stocks and bonds, real estate, all these different buckets, right?
Yeah.
They all have different tax benefits, different levels of asset protection, different levels of returns, different levels of downside protection.
Yeah.
And not one of them is the best. Not one of them is the worst.
Yeah.
It just comes down to how do we build, or how do we how do we utilize these four, say, because those are the most four common asset classes. How do we utilize these four to take care of you in the best way possible, where you're comfortable and you feel secure and your retirement needs and wants are reasonably met?
I agree. Now, some people can say that you can do that through fixed income. You can do some of these guaranteed things.
I mean, there's always someone that says, well, you could do this. You could use, this instead of that, or that instead,
And great, right? But you're never going to get, okay, let's make that argument, like fixed income instruments, like municipal bonds, and which we use. Again, we use these things as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Those are contracts to that degree, right? A bond is a contract.
Mm-hmm.
It's a promise. It's an IOU. I have no problem with it. But obviously it is a public security, so it is based upon market fluctuations.
Yeah.
So you do have that. So again, it's not an argument that this is a incorrect investment or we shouldn't do this. You just have to know what you own and why you own it. And when you're coming up with your strategy, just make sure when I look at this bucket, this is why I have money in this bucket. This is what it's for.
Yep.
Okay. And this is something that we have to reiterate as advisors all the time.
Every single day.
All the time. To make
multiple times a day, most days.
Yeah. That you are in the know of why this is. Okay. So if I try to reach anybody out there, you guys, if you just are going to complain about performance, if all you're looking for is performance, put all your money in I don't know, where should they put their money in? I guess, and just
NVIDIA stock.
Yeah, just like that. Just pick two or three big companies and just put all your money in there.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's what you're really worried about, is you just want performance, okay, then do that. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that have kids that would really, 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 really like to have a McLaren, but for practical purposes, probably have to have an SUV so that they can make sure that their kids are safe.
I like that.
Okay. Like if you only care about this, then just do that.
Yep.
But if you are, if you want to protect people, if you want to protect your future income sources, if you want tax benefits, you got to be at least semi-willing to look at other vehicles than what you're used to. So,
yep.
Anything else on that?
No, I think that's it, my friend.
Okay, man. All right, guys. We'll see you guys on the next podcast.
We'll see you next time.